Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Dynasty NFL. I am Trevor, and this is Juan.
Yeah, this is much better.
Yes. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe like you always do. Join the Facebook group like you always do, and be a part of the conversation. That being said,
like you always do.
Yeah, I was going for that too, but there you go, buddy. Week 13 is officially finished. We have a Monday Night Football game tonight, but for the slate of games on Sunday, I'll have to say, in the words of The Rock, finally, a good slate of football games on a Sunday afternoon.
This was easily the best slate all year. This slate was so good. This is the slate that everybody swears their era of football was like. I'm talking to you old heads.
Yes.
Who swear 70s football is the greatest era of football of all time. They swear it was like this because this slate was just phenomenal. So much action across the board. Well, up until about 10:30 Eastern time when Dallas just decided to beat the ever-loving crap out of Colts.
I mean, it's kind of
up to that point, it was really good.
It's kind of hard to say, especially in the 70s and 80s when there was no direct TV or Sunday ticket. So you were really stuck watching one game. Maybe two if you had a doubleheader, but most likely one game. You're a local team.
These old heads are.
And I guarantee you, the 70s, the 1970s Detroit Lions were not fun to watch in the 70s. I'm gonna guarantee you that.
Well, this one was.
This was great. If you were a Lions fan, great. That was incredible. What I see, I feel like an idiot betting against them, but then again, I told myself, why did I bet against the Lions at home?
I asked the same question.
Who are they? See like they're world beaters in their home. I don't get it. Like, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, I think you're giving them too much credit, even though they do deserve the credit, but I think that's too much credit in their part. But let's get into it. I had a name for what we're about to do, and I forgot it because I don't write anything down. I'm one of those people that thinks of cool shit, right? And then when I'm like, I'm gonna remember this, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna do this down the third, and I'm gonna get home, it's gone. It doesn't exist. It's like erased from my memory. I need to carry a notepad on me at all times, every second.
So that happens to me sometimes too, but if it's like a really, really, really good idea, I'm like, nah, this is too good to not forget. I'll remember it. If it sounds pretty cool, I'm like, all right, I hope I don't forget. Or if it's a joke that I hear, like in my head, I'm like, oh shit, I hope I remember this. This happens a lot. Jokes. Yeah.
So you need a notepad, man. Get old school. Not F the phone. Get a notepad. Write it down. When you write it down, it stays in your memory more often. Hence why you take notes in school.
Yes, handy dandy notebook.
Exactly. Maybe really man just reference Bruce Clues up in this podcast. I love it. I love it. So let's start going through the games that didn't matter, and there's actually not that many of them. For example, the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Atlanta Falcons at Atlanta 19-16. This game basically went exactly how everybody imagined it. And the team, most people, I'm pretty sure, picked Pittsburgh to win this game across the country. They took care of business. They didn't look very good doing it, but they did it. Yeah, and Atlanta continues their down skid because it's looking like they're about to go down to the 5th overall pick.
To me, honestly speaking, for Atlanta, you got 5 games left in the season. Put Desmond Ridder in the game. Start Desmond Ridder.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
I
think it's because they're still, like right there. I think that's why.
Tampa Bay, or it really doesn't matter. Whoever wins this game on Monday night, they can forget about it. It really doesn't matter. But either the Saints or the Buccaneers are going to win this division. One of the two teams going to win the division. So
you're not giving the Panthers any chance.
Why?
I'm just asking. They all basically the same record. I'm just asking.
Sam Darnold is going to win the division for them?
Touche.
So
my bad. I apologize to you, man.
So Atlanta, it really doesn't matter. You might as well start Desmond Ridder. Might as well.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Mariota actually does suck now.
He sucks now.
He's the Mariota I remember. And now it's time. Yeah, he's garbage. What the hell's the difference? I don't get it. Let the kid get some reps, man. So that's done. Pittsburgh's going on a hot streak, and they're about to play a very, 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 very vulnerable Ravens team with no Lamar Jackson, most likely. So
Are
Pittsburgh.
you gonna tell me that Pittsburgh is gonna bullshit a 500 record after everything that's happened?
And I picked them to go 9-8 too in the beginning of the season. That's looking okay right now. I cannot believe there's a chance.
And then how bad and then how wide open the final 7 seed in the AFC? Are you saying that they could? Well, actually, no.
They're 5, so they can afford one loss and they'll still be 500. Holy crap!
Now, if they win out, if they win out, what I think is gonna happen?
I'm gonna go through the schedule right
then,
now.
I guess tiebreaker concern, they probably wouldn't make the playoffs anyway. With a 9-8,
they still need a few things to happen.
Because they lost tiebreaker to New England.
All right. Baltimore, Carolina, Las Vegas, Baltimore again, and Cleveland. Yo, it's actually possible they can win out.
They go 10-7.
It's a possibility. I'm gonna go with they split with Baltimore, and in my opinion, that Carolina one I'd circle at Carolina. That's the one. If they're gonna give one up, I feel like it'll be that one, and I think they'll beat everybody else.
Mike Tomlin, baby.
And that's 9-8.
Mike Tomlin, baby.
I think I might go that far. I think I might pencil it. He's gonna get saved. His record will live. Oh my goodness. All right. Maybe it was worth not skipping over this game. We talked a little bit more. All right, now let's actually do what I say and skip games. Broncos and Ravens. The only thing worth merit here is that Russell Wilson is one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. And Lamar Jackson has a knee injury. We don't know how significant it is yet. Right now, it is Monday morning. We haven't said anything about it yet, but we'll see how bad it is. Because he was ruled out the game almost immediately.
Which sucks for them because Cincinnati is about to reclaim that division.
Yeah, and, I think it's set in stone now. I don't think
division is too much for them. They've been built the last 2 years. It's ridiculous now. But to mention with Denver, first of all, screw you, Denver. Screw you, Broncos fans for getting mad at Brandon McManus for missing that 65-yard kick.
I hate when fans do that.
I hate when you do that. He made the last 3. He was the only one scoring. And Russell Wilson's the worst.
Take that as you will.
And Russell Wilson's the worst quarterback of all time. Well, not all time. The worst quarterback of the year right now by far.
It's one of the worst seasons a quarterback has ever had. It's insane how bad he is.
Yes.
I've never seen a young guy, because he's like 32, 33, for you to have fallen off a cliff like if you're Brett Favre. like if you're Peyton Manning. At least they were 40. Like
still in the prime of your career.
You're supposed to be at the prime of your career. That obviously went way out. The minute he left Seattle, that prime went way down the toilet. It's insanity. Let's see what else we got here. Browns and Texans. So we're not going to talk about this much because I think Deshaun Watson spoke for us that he sucks because he hasn't played in 2 years. The only reason why they won as much as they did is because the special team and defense was enough to beat the Texans, who I guess is never going to win a game again. So I guess they're going to go 1-16-1, I guess. Or 1-15-1. I'm sorry, 1-15-1. I guess. Because if they didn't win this, I don't know how the hell they're going to win a football game. And I was talking, my cousin and I was watching, my cousin and brother and I were watching the game, and we were trying to figure out who the hell is in the Texans team to begin with. And that's probably why they can't win another game. Okay, cool.
By Lovie Smith.
I don't even know who to play. There's no players in this team. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Why I'm saying by Lovie Smith because they only signed for 1 year anyway. You know, 1 year.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So he's out of here anyway. But they just did that for a stepgap coach they're gonna hire next year. Who's gonna have the same problem next year? But they still have the number 1 overall pick. They'll have a couple top 10 picks.
Why does division exist? Holy crap, dude. Seattle and Rams. What were you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
No. I'm saying expansion.
Expansion, yeah. Mind you, that was 20 years ago. Seattle and Rams. So the fact that Seattle had to win this game by a game-winning touchdown is very alarming. This defense is, I guess, their mojo on defense is over. Their offense is fine. They put up 25 plus no matter what. But their defense is actually a small problem. And it's looking like they're about to get cock-smacked out of the playoffs. They're going to make it. But that defense is going to allow like 40 to whoever they're going to play, it seems like, in this rate.
Minnesota. Probably Minnesota.
I feel like that's winnable. Because I was just about to say, I'm saying that I forget how weak the NFC is. If it's not one of the 2 NFC East teams, or maybe even San Francisco with, Purdy, outside of those 2.5 teams, I'm like, who's going to beat the hell out of them? Probably no one. So I'm talking all this issue about Seattle. It's like, wait, they're in the perfect conference to get away with this. So what am I talking about? For all I know, they can make an NFC Championship game. Let me stop talking. All right. Colts and Cowboys. Again, the first half was entertaining. After that, damn. Cowboys do this like once a year. They put 50 on somebody like out of nowhere. It is last year against Washington. Like what? Like, where did those come from? It was 21-13, I think, at the half. And I think in the beginning of the third, it was 21-19. And then they put 33 on their head top after that. Matt Ryan. If only my teeth can sparkle like in cartoons. Ding, like that. Matt Ryan. Yeah. Okay. I think I have something to say after. Yeah, I think we went through all the throwaway games. I have something to say basically after all of them. All right, so let's go with the quickest one: the Jaguars and Lions. So let me get that. Someone who should be perfect in the week, by the way, but they want to have a tie, and I missed Thursday. I should be perfect for the week. That's insane. I almost did it. I was this close to doing you from last year. You went 16-0. I almost did it. It all depends on tonight and me fucking up on Thursday, not putting the Buffalo pick in time. I will have a perfect week, basically. So everybody lost. So you should. Oh, that's what I meant to tell you this before. You should probably call it a void more than a loss, so people won't freak out and you don't have to curse people on Facebook anymore.
We've been doing it for 2 years. Like
I'm just, you know how people are, bro. Just say because there's a tie. If you did not put a tie, and you should also say you have the option to put a tie. If you didn't put a tie, just to say it's void, to avoid having to go on a short shouting match on Facebook with people.
No, they wouldn't jump it with me because I was responding. Like
no, I'm just saying.
I said it. I said
because you know how people are.
No,
just for now on, just say void. It's a void because that's how it is on the sports book. There's a void if it's a tie. So to say void, which pissed me off thinking about it because if I get the Saints pick right this night, I would have won so much fucking money. I would have won like $2,000 if I'd have put this shit on FanDuel. I hate that.
I hate it too.
Gosh, that well, but the Lions. So I said in the last episode, who does because it opened up with Jaguars as favorites going to Detroit. Who does Vegas think the Jaguars are that they deserve to be favored by anyone, let alone be favored on the road? That confused the hell out of me from get because this team is absolutely anemic on the road because they're a young, undisciplined team for the most part. So usually youth doesn't travel well. Ask Golden State Warriors in basketball. Like youth doesn't travel well. So if you have a bunch of young kids on a team and you're traveling to a team who's actually almost historically great at home, why are they favored? That's why that was the easiest pick out of them all to me. Detroit winning the game. Hello. Again, they shouldn't be Buffalo the week before that. Why is Jacksonville favored? And then the money changed and they made Jacksonville plus by the end of the week because that was the easiest bet of the damn week. And Detroit beat the ever-loving shit at Jacksonville because Jacksonville can't travel. Oh, easy. Done. No offense.
I'm not taking.
So all that Trevor Lawrence bull crap, by the way, God bless him because he came back from that injury. I was very happy to see that because that was scary. He didn't move for like 20 seconds on that floor at the end of the first half. Thank God he's fine. But yeah, you may want to take a break on that Trevor Lawrence is here. It's like when people want someone to be good, any little spark, they'll start talking shit. Like, oh, there he is. There's one time. He sucked for 2 years and he's good one day. Could we see it more? The model of greatness is consistency. Doing it one time is not consistency. So can we do it more? No. He was trash. He got destroyed. There you go. Shut up. This 2021 class ain't that good. Now, speaking of 2021 class, there is a quarterback who is decent, but he can't get a win to save his damn life. The Packers spot the Bears, like 15 points, and then Christian Watson and company just went and hammered them in the second half.
It's one thing. There's multiple things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and Aaron Rodgers being the shit out of the Bears.
Yeah,
that's just guaranteed. He still owns you, even though they're trash. He still owns you guys.
Yeah, they're trash. Don't get it twisted.
The Packers are terrible. They still own the Bears. How's that feel? How's that feel to be on someone's income tax? W-2.
Mm-hmm.
Embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. So I still don't understand why Joseph was playing. I will shut him down. And I mean, I guess maybe at this point when it comes to wins, it doesn't make a difference because when's the last time they won a game? New England? Or they win between that?
I think New England with the last win.
Right? Because they didn't beat Atlanta, right? They lost, right?
No, they lost to Atlanta.
Yeah, so I think they haven't won since that Monday night game. I could be wrong. I don't feel like looking back is not that serious, but they haven't won. So then what the hell is he playing for? Shut him down. Let him rest the shoulder. I think he had to get surgery and everything. Just let him rest up and that's it. Like, come on. I think Chase Claypool got hurt like twice in the game yesterday too. Like, just shut these guys down. What are you playing for at this point in time? Get a high draft pick and start over. Get this guy some linemen, get some defensive players, and let's go, man. On the Packers, and so what? Packers, they're trash anyway. Who cares? They want to get the Bears.
Only thing they're doing.
Congratulations.
The only thing they're doing is prolonging the inevitable, not making the playoffs. Just making it. They're just teasing their fan base to be like,
that's what I'm saying.
They're coming back. You know, we can still win the division. The NFC is still trash.
You sound like Patriots fans.
We can sneak. Touche. Yeah. we can sneak in. No, it's not happening. No. The Patriots have a better chance of sneaking into the playoffs than the Packers do.
That's not even the question. That's not arguable. They actually do. I still don't think we're going to do it.
No.
But yeah, the Patriots do have a better chance to make the playoffs. No question. They're the 8th seed, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Because the Chargers lost?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Because they're an embarrassment to the league, yeah.
Yeah. Let me make sure to be fair. I'm pretty sure we're right. Yeah. Patriots are one game behind. So it's still possible. In my honest opinion, I don't see the point. This is going to get cocksmacked by the second seed, but whatever. But that's another conversation for another day. All right. Commanders and Giants tie. This game was extremely entertaining despite the score. But both sides made some really bad mistakes as the game went on to cause this tie. You know, like Darius Slayton dropping balls that they able to put them in field goal range. You know, stuff like that.
What's is fucking new? To be honest. Well, seriously. Like, first of all, why is he still on this team? Is you mean to tell me that he's the best receiver by far, and he sucks?
He's a number 2 at best on a good day. That's what he said yesterday. On a good day, because he has his days. This day was not one of them. Very consistent player, and the Giants had receivers. I think they would have stole this game because that second half route that the Giants went on was just spectacular. But Washington had a few chances, I could argue, to put this game away in the first half. For example, Taylor Heineke missing the most open tight end a tight end could possibly be, right on the 1 yard line. He would have fucking Macarena his ass into the end zone. He missed them like if you see tape from a quarterback and you see a quarterback miss a throw like that, you're not gonna draft him. And that's the type of throw he missed. It was insanity. There was one huge flag that should have been thrown for Washington in the first half, where I forget which corner it was, holding and pulling the crap out of McLaurin in the back of his jersey on the end zone. And they didn't call that pass interference call. I believe it was third down when it happened too. They didn't give them that. There's a couple more that I had to watch the game again to tell, but those are 2 big ones in the first half that would have gave Washington like 24 points in the first half alone. And obviously, from what you see, that would have ended the game. But fun. Teams extremely flawed, as you clearly seen in this game, because Heineke, this was the bad Heineke game that everybody was waiting for. He just didn't pay for it because they didn't lose, I guess. But they play again in 2 weeks. Washington's on a bye, and they will be getting Claypool back. Okay, but what? Chase Young, my bad. They're both named Chase, so leave me alone. Chase Young will be back on the game coming in. They will be at Washington this time for part 2. So Washington should probably win this game, or things will be a little dicey. Lucky for them, though, the Giants play Philly next week, and that's a huge game that we more likely see Philly win, and that'll help Washington's chances. But Washington should make sure they get that win in 2 weeks. Otherwise,
they may miss the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah. Okay. I think it's time. The 2 1:00 games. All right, let's talk about these. Start with the Titans first because we only need to talk about the 1 half. Because this game basically ended when Treylon Burks went down with a concussion and that heroic is crap touchdown catch. First one in career, by the way. Heroic is crap touchdown catch right there. Once he got down, I knew it was inevitable for them to eventually get blown away because there's nobody there in the Titans team to catch the football. Like, no one. And then the guy that they basically traded Treylon Burks for, because where they got the pick from, he beat the ever-loving crap out of Tennessee.
Which was expected, honestly.
Yeah, it probably was expected, yeah. Yes. It probably was, yeah.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts for my fantasy port. He was absolutely just going crazy. But yeah, AJ Brown was he did whatever he wanted to do. Yeah. He wanted to make the proof point.
Yeah.
I bet he wished this was in Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm very sure of that too.
But he
was talking about it before the game, talking about I know they hate me over there, whatever. He was saying his thing. Yeah, you're 100% right. So about the Philly not being able to stop the run, can we stop that now? That was just one time. Can we stop the Philly can't stop the run? Yeah, they can if they want to, they will do it, and they did it. Derrick Henry, I don't remember him doing anything at all in this game. So yeah, I think you should stop.
He only had five fantasy points on my team, so he
so you know he didn't do jack shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went 11 for 30. Yeah, sounds about right. He was not the leading rusher team. He was Ryan Tannehill 34 yards. Yeah, the Philly can stop the run. I mean, this game, it was easier than others because, again, when Treylon Burks went down, you did not have to worry about the passing game anymore. So you can stack it up. And like I always say, as long as you hit Derrick Henry between 1 and 5 yards, he's not going to do anything to you. So that's exactly what they did. They didn't let him break out at all. So you're good. Like I said, I think I was last week on the last recap show. I said I don't think there's anything to worry about Philly for right now. I think they're fine. I think that Washington game was just that one game where they let themselves get dominated on line of scrimmage and the first half of the Colts game, and then that was it. I think after that, they're fine. And they're fine. And with the big news about San Francisco, they should be prime favorites to win the NFC. So we'll see what happens. Not much to talk about there. This game, however, the Jets at the Vikings. Freaking barn burner in the second half. In the first half, Mike White was missing his throws, being the bad quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be. And the Vikings were up, 20-3?
23 halftime, yes.
Yep. And then Mike White may have possibly secured a job for the rest of the season as a starter because he actually played
very well,
pretty well in the second half. The adjustments were made. Shout out to Robert Saleh and the other LaFleur. I don't know his first name, but the offense guy's right. He's a LaFleur, right? Yeah, a LaFleur
Junior.
Yeah, Junior, the younger, I'm guessing, younger brother of Mike LaFleur. They made great adjustments, and they went up and down the field up against the Minnesota defense, who most people don't think is very good, but they got veterans who know what to do. Usually keep things in front of them and stuff like that. And they found a way to get the ball basically away from Harrison Smith, who was making most of the plays in the first half to begin with. And then
the fourth quarter for me was where I said, was where I seen, Mike White was going to play for the rest of the year. That fourth quarter he played, even though they were in a losing effort, especially when leaving, it was just magnificent. They had a field goal. They hit the field goal. What I thought was dumb. They put them down by 5.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, they probably lost in the game right then and there. But the defense stalled them again, and they went down the field. The Jets, when the play call where Mike White had the TD, but it was like reviewed it, even though he scored. I like the play call to me was very dangerous, very, very dangerous to me. This he could have got stuffed easily, but his offensive line actually pushed him in to make sure he got it, which was great.
Oh, the sneak you're talking about. Yeah.
I didn't like the play. I didn't like it. I'm like, this is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I'm like, he almost didn't make it, but they pushed him in there.
They literally carried him in the end zone. They did.
Which again, it
was close too.
And I'll tell you, me seeing that, even though it's just touche, they want to win the game, but this team plays when the defense, when he's on the field, the defense is like, they're already electric anyway. They're like, no, we want this for him. They want this for Mike White. They want it bad. They believe in him.
He might be another Heineke type because Washington, the players love him.
They love him. They play for him. They make sure, we want this for you. And so they end up scoring, and then Minnesota I'm thinking, all right, Minnesota's gonna win this game. And when they had a chance to tie and they failed it, I'm there, the game was over. And I stepped away for it real quick, and they got the ball back.
Yes, they did.
I said, hold up. And the interception that he threw, he's trying to find some stuff that stick, but he made it. He went down the field again, 4th down, inside the 10-yard line.
Yo, because his receivers, Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis, made some plays, man. Yo.
Especially Garrett Wilson. He was incredible.
That kid is real good. $162, basically sticking middle fingers to Zach Wilson. Like, this is what happens when they give you the ball, doofus. This is what happens. It was amazing to watch. It was so much fun to watch this game. Damn, I'm not supposed to feel bad for division rivals and stuff like that, but I do feel bad for the fan base a little bit because the quarterback thing, I don't think they're ever, to me, in my opinion, I don't think they're gonna get this right because Mike White is still not it. You can see it in the game, the limitation that he has. But hey,
everyone likes, especially New York. It just built in our culture, especially how we live here. We love the underdog. We love to get behind the underdog, the one that the blue collar guy.
Yeah, because I was saying, that's a good point. Because I was saying, I'm like, why is it so easy to root for these Giants and Jets teams, man?
Because
it's so easy this year. Like, what is it?
It reminds the city of how we are. We just a gritty type of city. This I'm not gonna lie. I don't care nobody say get mad all you want. There's no city like New York City, like New York, man.
No.
If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Literally, like you gotta have some type of mental toughness to be here and to play here, of course, because the New York media will let you have it.
Mm-hmm.
So they love Mike White. They relate to him. They he relates to us. He's a regular guy trying to make ends meet, and they hope they get it for him. Again, they lost the game, but if I'm a Jet fan, I'm like, okay, I like what I seen. I like what I seen in them, and I think that he gives the best chance. Do I think Mike White is a good quarterback? He's limited. I don't see it prolonged. I don't see this happening for a long period of time. I think eventually this will end eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But given the last 10 years that the Jet fans have gone through, they'll take this.
They'll take this any day of the week. This is their best season since 2010.
Meaningful December games for the Jets. Meaningful. Yeah, Giants too. But
got a big one next week against the Buffalo Bills.
Now, again,
division leaders.
Yes. Now we spoke about this off the air, and for the Jets, even if they lose the game, I think they are going to lose this game. If Mike White plays well, where all right, fine, he making plays, just they play against a better team. Zach Wilson, I don't know, man. You might be out of here.
No, I think if Mike White doesn't suck against Buffalo, you're not gonna see Zach Wilson for the rest of the season. That's guaranteed. It's done. He's gonna have to do something special in training camp to get his job back in 2023. But I can guarantee you that if Mike White does not suck, if he basically plays like this next week against Buffalo, and I believe it's at Buffalo too, if he plays where he was destroyed 1 year ago, if he can play okay against the Buffalo Bills, then you're not seeing Zach Wilson for the rest of the season.
Not even that. And this is very far-fetched. Let's say the Jets, which I don't think they are going to pass Miami in standing. I think they're going to. I think 7 is what's really going to end up being that.
They're going to fight with the Patriots. That's going to be the fight for the 7th seed.
Let's say, for example, they edge out New England in the standing, which if they tie, they won't be able to.
Yeah, they have to have the one victory. Yeah,
the Jets have to win out. They have to win out to secure that, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
They have to win because they're one game ahead. They're 7-5 right now. New England 6-6. I personally think New England is going to go 3-2 the rest of the season. I think they're going to lose to either Miami or Cincinnati, and they're going to lose to Buffalo because that's just in God's like 10 commandments at this point. They can never beat Buffalo. So I think they're gonna go 3-2 New England. So 9-8 is looking like the record they're gonna have. As long as the Jets don't drop 3 games,
but
they can survive 2. They can go 10-7 and make it.
Now I have to ask you this question. Now again, this is what is. I want to say.
I'll put their schedule too.
No, but let's say.
No, I'm listening to you.
Let's say, for example, let's say Buffalo already wrapped the number 1 seed by the time week 18 comes, and they're like, "Fuck, let's screw. We got nothing to play for."
I'm gonna say this, and I don't care what Tommy says. I think they're not gonna give a fuck. I think it's just an asshole thing. Like they're just going to want to fuck New England up no matter what. It doesn't matter anything. I will guarantee you that Josh Allen is going to play at least 1 half in that game to make sure they put up 30.5 and to make sure we lose. I think it's a thing.
And you know
what I mean?
Crazy? And honestly, I wouldn't blame them.
I think that's what it is.
They're saying this 20 years of y'all being an ass. If we have a chance to kick out the playoffs, they might say.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna do that. That's how it is. It's a bully thing. So
all right, back to
I'm guaranteeing. I got the schedule for when you're done.
Yeah, so back to Mike White. If they get the 7th seed, right? And we're assuming that
it's also a good time. We're gonna have another podcast on Thursday's recording when we'll put it out on Friday with Rally Tally Sports. I think we're gonna do a lot of playoff talk. So we're gonna have more of this type of conversation.
Yeah.
The next show. So be ready for that. It's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be a great show.
Let's say, for an example, right? We already know that Mike White, chances are, if he plays well, he's gonna play the rest of the year. Now, let's say, for instance, they run it. They run into Kansas City or Buffalo in the first round,
which is most likely what's going to happen if they get 7
Let's
seed.
say they get Kansas City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, they could really slow. And now it's an Arrowhead.
It is an Arrowhead.
It's an Arrowhead. So playing an Arrowhead is a different animal.
With a second-year coach,
yeah,
second-year quarterback. I think second or third-year quarterback. I forget which one. And a whole bunch of kids. That's gonna be a task.
Yes,
but
so let's say if Mike White were to go in the Arrowhead and beat them, let's say for example,
God,
Zach Wilson can kiss his spot goodbye because the fan base will not allow them to not allow that to happen. There's no how can you go back to Zach Wilson after that?
It's impossible.
If you want to,
Mike White got you to the playoffs and won your playoff game.
Even
that's it.
It doesn't matter what happens afterwards. They don't care what happens afterwards. Chances are you're going to get their ass kicked by Buffalo next round anyway. Chances are going to happen. If you win a playoff game in Arrowhead against Patrick Mahomes, goodbye, Zach Wilson is done. He's done in New York. There's no way you can go back to him. The fans will
He's going to end up like Baker, cut like today.
Yes, like today. Yes.
That's the breaking news for today. Baker Mayfield got cut. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
All right, so here's the Jets' schedule. They have to go to Buffalo. They host Detroit and Jacksonville, 2 easily winnable games at Jersey. Then they go to Seattle. Based on what we've seen on Seattle's defense so far, that's an interesting game. I'm actually very excited for that Week 17 matchup.
I think they dropped that game.
Okay.
I think Seattle wasn't there and beat them.
That's 2 losses. And then at Miami. That's...
I think that...
Ooh, that's tough, man.
I think I'm not going to lie to you. I think they lose that game in Seattle.
If they lose, I think as long as New England does what I think they're gonna do, I think New England goes. They'll wind up being 9-8 if they go by what you think. That's 3 losses. Because
Seattle at home, that's just another animal too. And again,
their defense is garbage though. It's garbage, and I think that
garbage, but they're still in the heart, so there's something to play for.
I also will tell you this for a quick preview for a Week 17 matchup. Not only that, their defense will be able to. I think even though they're young, I think they'll travel okay. You know, complete contradicting what I said for Jacksonville. The difference is that Jacksonville doesn't have a nice structure like the Jets do, so suck it. Anyway, they have a nice structure, have good kids who play discipline. They travel well against Minnesota, and that's the hardest place to play. All you hear is, skulls! All you heard the entire night. And the defense played well. They locked up those 3 receiving threats that we talked about between Jefferson, Thielen, and Hockenson to 105 yards combined in that game. The Jets' defense is wonderful. And their head coach has experience playing against Seattle because he was San Francisco's coordinator for like 2 or 3 years. Played them 6 times at the very least. Hey, I think that game is very, very close, bro.
No, I'm saying.
I'm getting hyped for a game that happened for 3 weeks.
But that game will probably decide whether they make the playoffs or not.
It does. I agree with that.
Because Miami's going to be a tough game, and they're going to be scoreboard watching. Depends on how everything goes. It's gonna come down to the end.
The next 2 weeks is gonna be so late. Oh, I'm so fucking excited. It's gonna come
down to the end. I haven't knew yet.
Yeah, and Detroit's not easy. They could drop that game. Jacksonville, I'm guaranteeing they win that game.
Yeah,
but Detroit, they could. This is a possibility they could drop that game. But I'm very sure they drop into Buffalo next week. I'm very sure.
They already went over there.
They're not splitting. They're not sweeping Buffalo. It's not happening.
They already went over there and beat the MetLife already. They won there already.
Yeah, so they already got. Yeah, they beat the Giants. That's true. Good point.
They went there already, so it's not. That's not an easy road game either. For them, that's not an easy game. Detroit playing well lately.
Hell no, it's not. He told you it's not.
Easy game.
Hell no.
So we'll see. We'll see how they're made up for. But Mike White, this is like the longest we've talked about the Jets ever.
Because they deserve it. They're good. They're fun to watch. They're a good team.
They're very fun to watch. I'll give you that.
Good. I have no problem talking about teams that I hate if you're good. They're good. 3 more. Okay, which one? You want Brandon Staley's getting fired ass? You want the King Burrocks, or do you want San Fran not make the Super Bowl because they lost Jimmy Garoppolo?
Let's start with San Francisco.
All right. That sucks. We're mostly going to talk about Miami because they're the ones that got cocksmacked. But the San Fran part, I cannot believe that they're not going to make a Super Bowl because Jimmy Garoppolo broke his damn foot. I cannot, but oh my God, it's so frustrating, man.
This just solidifies that he will be on a new team next year. He will be on a new team next year. This is it.
Another waste opportunity for this franchise, though. Is this like the what could have been? Like this whole run in Kyle Shanahan is the what could have been. only making one Super Bowl with this team
when they could have made at least 3.
Yeah, it's crazy. I cannot believe this.
Last season they were interception drop from
possibly making the Super Bowl, and they were injured to crap already at that point in time.
It was honestly possibly could have won it if they were there.
Maybe, yeah. Why not?
Which then is like,
because they had a barn burner against Cincy that season. As a matter of fact, they beat him in overtime. George Kittle to put the team on his back on that overtime win against Cincy last year. So that would have been a crazy game. I could argue that would have been a better game than we saw. Damn, man, the San Fran. I feel bad for their fans too. It's like, bro, they at least should have made another Super Bowl, but this whole run,
at least 2 more. They should hope at least 2.
19, 20, 21, 22, 4 years. They made just one Super Bowl, made 2 NFC Championship games, and majority of the reason why they didn't make them all is because of injuries. It's insane. I've never seen something like this before. Wow.
The human anatomy is the reason why you won't make the playoffs.
Right? Like, what the heck, dude?
That's ridiculous.
That sucks because this team is good. This team is good, like always, like they usually are. This team is good.
Scary good defense.
Yes. It's very unfortunate. We'll see, man. I still think, even with that super backup, they have a chance to maybe make the NFC Championship game with the amount of talent they got. I could see them bullcrapping one on Dallas or Philly, but I don't think they can go all the way. And I guarantee they ain't winning if they go that far, not with that quarterback. So it sucks. Now, the Miami. So do we say I told you so's now, or we want to wait? I'm in between.
Me too. I think that
because it's just one game.
They played well until
except one person.
Yeah, except for our good friend Tua.
Yeah.
Which again, I'll say what told you so with that. I thought Tua was trash. Regardless,
I'm in the mix, and because I want to wait for something. They finally got kicked in the throat. That's what happened yesterday.
How can they respond to that?
What are they going to do now? That's exactly what I'm waiting for now. They finally got the beating that was coming for a long time because they played garbage for the last 2 months. Finally happened. And what's so funny is that I was thinking San Fran was going to completely erase the system. The system actually kind of worked because there were a lot of wide open guys in this game. It's just that when Tua smelt the cologne of Nick Bosa, he just did not want to throw accurate footballs at all. He was missing Armstead and his 2 tackles. So that's a small excuse. But he missed at least 11 different throws that were wide open guys. At least. The pressure got there fast. And it didn't get there fast. In his head, the bell that quarterbacks have that rings like, oh, I'm about to get my ass kicked. That went way too early. A guy who's completely scared of pressure. And to be honest, I kind of don't blame him.
It's fucking Nick Bosa.
It's not just that. He kind of has a history of things happening to him when he gets hit. So I kind of don't blame him for being afraid. So that's why I'm kind of letting off. But this is the type of stuff that I was waiting for. It's like, if you can't deal with pressure, you guys are never going to do anything. Because Buffalo has a very similar, if not the same, pass rush coming your way in playoff time. And you play against them soon, as a matter of fact. So they have that. You know what I mean? Kansas City has that up and down. Like, it's some weeks they have a pass rush, some weeks they don't. They did not have one yesterday. So I mean, yeah. So it comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna see teams like this. You know what I mean? Like Tennessee has a nasty defensive line too. You may see them in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like you gotta prepare for defensive line play. You know what I mean? Cincinnati has a really good defensive line play too, as you saw yesterday. So it's coming your way, guys. So this is not the last time you're going to see it, in other words. So how are you going to respond to this is what I'm waiting for in Miami side. But something tells me they're not going to be responding well. But either way, I'd say they win 11 and they get smacked up by like Cincy or something like that in the playoffs. Guess what? Still a good season. But that's what we're waiting for. This dude missed so many damn throws is absolutely insane. And I don't think the offense defense is going to get any better than it is also. That's another problem they got to deal with that they're not going to be able to fix this season. So 2 more. So let's save in other words, we're going to save the Chiefs game for last. So let's go with the Chargers and Raiders. This defense on the Chargers is so ass, and everybody's gonna blame. Oh, but they hurt J.C. Jackson got hurt, so Joey Bosa hurt.
Yeah, what happened to the last 5 years when they were garbage, huh?
Like it's never changed, bro.
It's never changed. Only they would change personnel, and it's still worse. J.C. Jackson getting hurt, but at least he got paid though. That's good for him. But this defense is terrible. Josh Herbert deserves better, and Brandon Staley getting fired.
This dude is. I don't understand.
He is so bad.
I don't get it, dude.
He is so bad. It's like, what are they, 6-6? 6-6, right?
Now the Chargers are the Raiders. You asking for?
No. I'm talking about
the Chargers right now are 6-6. Yes.
The Raiders are how much?
I'm telling you right now. They are 5-7. One game behind. They split.
The fact that the Raiders,
and I could argue even as bad as they were week 1, they probably should have won that game too. They probably would have swept Chargers.
They're still in position to make the playoffs too.
They are. They're only game behind.
So they're talking about the Raiders.
Yeah, they're only game behind.
What makes it worse is that makes it mind-boggling for me is
they're 10th seed. The Chargers still ahead of them because they have the one thing. The minute Chargers lose the game and the Raiders start winning, they're flipping, and then they're right arm mixed with the Patriots.
So that's why the
Patriots do play the Raiders. So that's if the Raiders lose that game, then it's over. But that's a huge one.
So they're probably not gonna flex it out.
That's a possibility. We'll see. Next week we're gonna get that question.
They're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it. So
because that's for the 7th seed along with the Jets.
Jets. No, they're gonna have because the deadline was yesterday.
Oh, they know. Oh,
so they're gonna have it.
Damn it! So we got 2 part-time games watching in a row. What the fuck?
Yeah, 4 in a row. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 4 in a row. What the fuck? God damn. Our fandom has nothing to do with you guys. My bad. Anyway, but yeah, it's a little relevant because the Raiders. You can now say they're part of the 7th seed race. It's true. At least for now, they do play New England, and that's one they have to get a win on. You know what I'm saying? So, and that would get one step closer. Is it like the Jets are leading it, but they just can't lose in a lot of games. If the Jets go 3-2, they should be fine for the most part. We'll see. That's it. But I was right a month and a half ago when I said the Raiders are actually getting better and they're creeping up. I think right after I said that, they got shut out by the Saints, if I'm not mistaken, and it looked dire. But they're 5-7. They might end up being 8-9 at the end of this year. The way they started, Josh McDaniels not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I think that's solidified now. He's going to stay the coach of the Raiders. I wonder if they're getting a quarterback or not. That's interesting to see. I don't think they should, but
knowing them, they probably
they might mess it up. Yeah, agreed. But the Raiders are looking much better. I wonder they're probably going to wind up paying Josh Jacobs now. $144 today off the ground. I mean, it's easy because the Chargers, they can't stop anything. But
he played with contract. You pay that man. Pay that man
with caution.
But still, he had a contract year. You gotta pay him.
Yeah, I believe he's the leading rusher in the NFL right now.
If you don't pay him, someone else will.
Yeah, someone is. And then Devontae Adams with his first great, and I mean great, Green Bay-esque game as a Raider. $177 and 2 touchdowns. Just ate this defense alive like everybody else does. The Chargers, man. Justin Herbert. I feel bad for that dude. He ain't got shit to throw to, and he's still doing his thing with a hobbled Keenan Allen, his best player, catching the ball. He ain't got nothing to throw to, no line. He got sacked 5 times. He can't run the football. Eckler got 35 yards rushing. That talk about no support. Well, there's another quarterback who is at least drafted in the same draft class as him, who definitely has support. And his jersey is right behind mine. King Burrows. Against Mahomes, baby.
All in the same calendar year, too.
All in the same calendar year. That's hilarious. And Mahomes' first December loss, I think, ever.
It is.
Missed opportunities, though. That game was amazing and could have went either way. For example, the stupid-ass play calling by the Bengals in the end of halftime, where they want to do a stupid-ass reverse to a white receiver, when they probably should have just done a regular throw to, better receivers like Higgins, like Chase, like Hayden Hurst, something like that.
I can't believe he just said that.
Yeah, I did. I don't care. It's true. What the hell play call is that? The dude doesn't play all game or all season, and we want to do a reverse to him on the fucking goal line. Why? When you have faster players, better players to do that with at all.
That's made my whole day. That's made my whole day.
Made no damn. So stupid ass play call brought you back like 3 or 4 extra yards, and then y'all wound up failing. I believe they failed the 4th down, right? They went to a 4th down and failed when they should probably kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Once you have a bad play like that, read the room. Like that's bad juju. Kick the field goal and take the 3, and that's it. And they didn't do it.
And that's the worst team to do that to.
Lucky for them, they did not allow points because it was like a minute or so left. There was enough time, Kansas City, to do something. But the Bengals defense held up and they kept them in back. And then they just forget it. We're just taking it at halftime because they had ball at half anyway. So they got away with that. Another big play that they didn't get away with was Kyler Boyd dropping a big 3rd down conversion also. So the Cincinnati wound up having only 14 points in the half, and they probably should have had 21. Very similar to what Kansas City did both games a year prior, where they should have ended the game at halftime, and they fluffed up both times, and then they wound up losing the game because that guy up there, Burrow, does not play games. So Kansas City on the second half was actually rallying back. Isaiah Pacheco was doing his thing. I like the kid. Easily the best running back in the team because, Kyle Edwards-Helaire, I don't care if he's hurt. He's too garbage. He's doing his thing. They go down the field with a masterful drive in the 3rd quarter, right? Kansas City defenses get stopped. They got a little bit more pressure on Burrow because most of the game, my God, that pass rush was non-existent. This was easily the best game that I saw the Cincinnati offensive line play all season long, destroying the Kansas City defensive line. Samaje Perine, who's people trying to tell me he's good. No, the hell he's not. He's okay. Calm down. Got a buck 04 against his Kansas City defensive line. Absolutely pathetic. But whatever. This is without Joe Mixon, by the way. No Joe Mixon. Samaje Perine, 20 carries, 100 and I didn't. Was it 104 or 100? Because I think he had a 5.0 on the dot. Let me tell you guys right now. It was 21 carries on 106 yards. So I was close enough. Got it. And Burrow was the one that got the rushing touchdown. And wanted to put the team on his back and rush and end zone. Similar to what Mahomes did. He did Air Jordan to get into the end zone, Mahomes himself. And then Kelsey, who had a pretty pedestrian game, got completely locked up in this game. It's funny, he was kicking our ass for the past month and change, and then Cincinnati said, no, you're going to have to throw to other people and figure it out because you're not getting the football. Yeah, that fumble was bad. That completely killed the momentum of Kansas City because I feel like if they would have scored on that drive, it might have been over. That fumble was bad, all because he wanted like 6 extra yards. If you caught a first down, it's probably go down. And what's funny is that when he caught the ball, the Cincinnati linebacker had his hand on the ball too. But Kelsey had possession at the time. But if you keep trying to truck and go through, a linebacker who I can guarantee is stronger than you is going to rip the ball out if you give him enough time. And Kelsey wound up giving him enough time to get the ball ripped clean off of his arm. And that game completely changed. It gave Burrow the extra possessions he needs to take this game away. And damn, Burrow and that T. Higgins throw to ice the game. My God. That catch by T. They got 2 number 1 receivers in this team, dude. This is the Cincinnati team that everybody thought we were going to see in September. It took a month and a half. Burrow didn't play in preseason. He had appendix surgery coming to the season, so he didn't play much. The offensive line is basically new. It takes time for an offensive line to gel. So they were getting an ass beat by top-tier pass rushers in the early season. So it took some time. And here it is. Mind you, Cincinnati is missing their top corner in the Woozier. And this is the Cincinnati Bengals team that we're going to see for at least for the rest of the season. Uh-oh.
Okay, so it wasn't fluke last year.
It was not. Nope, they got better, actually, I can argue.
Same time. This is the best time to get hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, good for them. Cincinnati, not a team that someone want to play early in the playoffs.
Nope. It's going to be an ass whooping if you play them early. Yep. So, in my opinion, they were my preseason pick to make the Super Bowl. I think I had them. No, I had them winning, actually. Beating Tom Brady. Too bad Tom Brady ain't gonna make no damn Super Bowl. I can bet money on that. This is the first time I can actually comfortably say Thomas Edward Patrick Brady II is not gonna be in the Super Bowl this year. I could comfortably say that it's not happening. This team is too not him. The team is too ass, and the coaches are too ass for them to make a Super Bowl. Not even Tom Brady himself is gonna be able to carry them into a Super Bowl. So no, not happening. But we got a 3-man race in the AFC, and it's looking like a 3-man race in the NFC too. Again, we're gonna talk a lot more about this in the following episode with Rally Talk Sports. It's gonna be fun, but it's looking like Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Eagles, Dallas, and I guess Minnesota. It would have been San Francisco, but they got no quarterback, so it ain't happening.
Poor guy.
What?
Other than that,
Yeah,
we're not even gonna mention the Cowboy Colts game. Why would we do that to you guys?
no, we talked about it, right? Matt Ryan lost the game in 2 minutes.
That was off the air.
No, we talked about it here. We did.
We did?
Yeah, see, it doesn't matter. See, I like that you forgot.
Yeah,
see, that's the point.
I forgot. Anyway, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe like you always do. Join the Facebook group, as you always do. And thank you for your support, and we will see you guys soon. Peace.
As you always will.
Yes, always will. We love you guys. Peace, love, and applesauce.